Good morning, degenerates, and welcome to another episode of Boring Crypto I.O., the place where I read you the boring crypto news every morning, Monday through Friday, just so you don't have to. My name is not important, and I'm your host. Let's go. DAO gets legal recognition in the U.S. as Utah DAO Act passes. I don't know why I said that so weird. Coinbase CEO hints its new Layer 2 network could include AML measures. SEC not allowed to punish Voyager advisors over a bankruptcy token, says U.S. judge. Eat that, SEC, the market. All right, still going down a little bit, guys. I think we were at 1.022 trillion yesterday. Today we were at 1.019 trillion. Bitcoin dominance at 42.4% and ETH dominance at 18.8%. It'll cost you 23 Gwei for an ETH transaction. We are flat, y'all. Little bit movements here and there, 2 to 3%, nothing crazy. But overall, y'all, on the daily, we are flat as a wall. Let's see what that looks like. Bitcoin. So yesterday we put this line in at the 22,336 level because this is, we're pretty much being as flat as I've ever seen it move. No volume. Couple of runs here and there of spikes and then instant sell-offs. Yeah, guys, still not looking strong. I'm not seeing any strength at all. Not looking strong. It looks very weak, very low volume, and this is a 4-hour. And what I'm really concerned about, to be entirely honest, when I opened up the chart today is, I mean, we've got two blood diamonds back to back on a 4-hour. Last time we got two blood diamonds back to back was right before this big dump. I mean, it looks very similar. Before that, what else? I have blood diamond for this big dump, blood diamond for this dump. These tend to play out, guys. So in all reality, I'm just not feeling bullish at all. I'm sorry. I know everybody wants, trust me, I want to see it just go up and completely go up and continue to go up forever and never pull back ever again, just like everyone else. But personally, I'm not feeling very strong on any of this. I'm not very bullish. So if we do break this 22,336, look for my next level support, 21,764, and so on and so forth. Potentially down to the 20s is what, like I said, it was whatever he's calling for. Let's move on to ETH, guys. Ethereum. Another big, I'm gonna go back to there. I wanted to do something with the Bitcoin chart and I totally spaced it. I'm gonna go back to that in a second. Ethereum, same thing. Big blood diamond on the 4-hour, but moving just sideways. Last time we got a blood diamond was this big dump. Blood diamond dump. Blood diamond, big dump from here all the way to here is what I would call that. That's part of that blood diamond. That's what these things do, guys. So per usual, like I said, I am not feeling any strength. I'm not feeling bullish at all. If you are trading, trade with extreme caution right now, because it's not looking good. Back to Bitcoin though, I want to see if these blood diamonds are popping up on any other time frames. Let's go to the 2-hour. Let's just go to 3-hour. We got little reds, but nothing, no big reds on the 3. What's the 2 look like? Let's go longer time frames. 5. Just the 4-hour. Let's see the daily. I don't know. Let's see. Those blood diamonds aren't popping up literally on any other time frame, so maybe they're not as bad as they look. But I pay attention heavily to the daily and the 4-hour. That's kind of where my brain always lands. So yeah, let's see how this plays out, guys. I'm feeling a little bit less bearish because these aren't showing up on any other timeline or time frame, excuse me. But who knows, man. But again, either way, the reality is this does not look bullish at all. Like, absolutely not. So if you're trading, stop losses, y'all. All right, on to the news. DAO. Utah state legislature passed the Utah DAO Act, granting DAOs legal recognition and limited liability protections. The Utah state legislature passed Act HB 357, the Utah Decentralized Autonomous Organization Act. In case you didn't know what a DAO was or what the acronym was, that's what it stands for. Decentralized Autonomous Organization. This new law provides legal recognition and limited liability to DAOs, legally framing them as Utah LLDs. The act resulted from combined efforts between the Digital Innovative Task Force and the Utah Blockchain Legislature. The Utah DAO Act was approved on March 1st of 2023 after passing through the Senate and the House committees. It defines ownership of DAOs and protects DAOs compliant I'm not great at reading, clearly, guys. Anonymity through bylaws. I am so sorry. You can completely turn this channel off and go to another one right now if you want. Quality assurance DAO protocols are also introduced to ensure clear nuances in tax treatment and updated DAO functionalities. Joni Perovich, a blockchain and digital assets tax advisor who worked with the Digital Innovation Task Force, tweeted, "This is a huge step for DAO innovation as the act is based on the why am I doing this today? The global DAO model law and will become effective from January 2024. I am slaughtering this one, y'all. The DAO law strives to allow utmost flexibility for innovation, recognizing that DAOs are transnational entities. It can provide technological guarantees equivalent to the protections that laws seek to protect through requiring manual reporting processes. There were some significant concerns by the Utah blockchain legislature, and compromises were reached to pass the act. One concern was the anonymity and unaccountability of DAOs, which was addressed through the compromise requiring DAOs to divulge an incorporator while still maintaining anonymity. Additionally, the original tax language used was found by the Utah blockchain legislature to be incompatible with federal and state tax realities. So a compatible tax language was proposed by the Utah Tax Commissioner's office. Finally, there was a concern about the lack of ramp-up time for the Utah Division of Corporations to handle new applications. To address this concern, the implementation date of the bill was set for 2024, giving more time to adjust and edit practical implementations towards the bill. The Republic of Marshall Islands approved similar legislation last year, identifying DAOs as limited liability companies and ensuring formal DAO structure adoption in the state's legal unit. I am so sorry, guys, for ruining that article, but this is cool. I mean, look, any kind of, let me say it this way, any kind of spelled out framework for the crypto space, in my opinion, is positive. This is something we've been arguing about and screaming for a long time, and which the SEC has completely dropped the ball on and done a really nasty way of trying to bring it about. But look, I think it's good. Let me know what you guys think. Comments down below. Sorry, drinking coffee. Moving on. Next article. Coinbase CEO hints its new Layer 2 network could include AML measures. Brian Armstrong said centralized firms have a responsibility to monitor transactions and carry out anti-money laundering checks. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong has hinted that the firm's new Layer 2 blockchain network Base may be subjected to transaction monitoring and anti-money laundering measures at launch. In an interview with Joel Weinstenthal on Bloomberg Radio on March 6, Armstrong acknowledged that Base has some centralized components today, adding that it will be more and more decentralized over time. However, he then suggested that there will be a transaction monitoring and AML requirements for users of the new Layer 2 network. He suggested that Coinbase will have a responsibility in terms of transaction monitoring in the early days, adding, I think that the centralized actors are the ones that are probably going to have the most responsibility to avoid money laundering issues and having transactions monitoring programs and things like that. Armstrong's comments were also highlighted up by decentralization advocate Chris Bleck in a Twitter post on March 7th, which is today. And there is his post. Base is an Ethereum Layer 2 network that offers a secure, low-cost, developer-friendly way for users to build decentralized apps, according to Coinbase. It is being developed with the OP stack used by Optimism, which will enable high-speed transactions on Ethereum. Base was unveiled on February 23rd and is currently in the testnet phase. Coinbase has yet to provide a mainnet launch date, but it is expected in Q2 of 2023. Bleck previously warned about Coinbase's latest Layer 2 offering in a blog post released in late February, 5 days after the firm announced Base. He said that Layer 2 infrastructure was quite centralized because they use sequencers, which are nodes that construct and execute L2 blocks while transmitting users' actions from L2 to L1. Coinbase, a licensed money transmitter, will be operating the sole sequencer for Base. This raised the question of whether Base would also legally require KYC requirements, making it the first ever L2 to do so. Coinbase hasn't confirmed or denied whether Base would be implementing KYC and AML measures. Bleck commented, isn't it ironic that DeFi is heading towards being controlled by the entities that it was originally supposed to be battling? And yeah, I kind of agree to that, but I think, look, nothing is ever going to be 100% decentralized, 100% centralized. It is, it's a scale. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. However, the crypto community and Ethereum advocates have said Base was a massive confidence vote for Ethereum. Cointelegraph reached out to Coinbase for a comment, but had not received a response by the time of publication. Yeah, I think this whole decentralized, centralized, it's all on a spectrum, a scale, spectrum, whatever you want to call it. Nothing will ever be 100% completely decentralized. Just, there's humans involved. It's just the way it is. All right, moving on. Last story, and I'll get you guys out of here if you're even still watching this video. SEC not allowed to punish Voyager advisors over bankruptcy token, says U.S. judge. The SEC claims the transactions involved with redistributing the funds to impacted Voyager account holders will trigger U.S. security laws. The United States Securities Exchange Commission, the SEC, won't be allowed to fine executives involved in Voyager Digital should it end up issuing bankruptcy tokens to help repay impacted customers. Bankruptcy Judge Michael Willis has said. The comments from Willis came on March 6th, the third day of hearings regarding a plan by Voyager to issue a repayment token and sell $1 billion of assets to Binance US. The SEC earlier argued that the repayment token would constitute an unregistered security offering, while Binance US is operating an unregulated securities exchange. In a supplemental objection statement, it has also objected to a legal protection which stated that no U.S. agency, including the SEC, will be able to bring any claim against any person on account of or relating to the restructuring transaction. Essentially, this means that the executives and restructuring advisors involved in Voyager's bankruptcy would be shielded from lawsuits if they implement the bankruptcy plan, as long as it is court approved. Again, this is everything we've been saying. All the SEC can do is point fingers and make claims, and then it's up to a judge to make a decision on whether those claims are in fact true or hold weight or not. Basically make a judgment on those claims. And this is what's interesting, is the SEC seems to want to act like this whole space is their own sandbox, and it's not. They're just there to call it out. There is I guess the lawyer speak of the article of the filing. While the SEC described these provisions as extraordinary and highly improper, Willis explained that giving the SEC such authority would leave a sword hanging over the heads of anybody who's going to do this transaction. Exactly, according to a March 6th Bloomberg report stating, how can a bankruptcy case or any court proceeding function with that kind of suggestion? The SEC lawyer, is that supposed to be Teresa? Theresa's? Argued, however, that the legal protections are so broad that Voyager employees and lawyers would have permission to violate securities laws. After debate, Voyager's lawyers agreed to narrow the scope of legal releases, according to Bloomberg. The trading platform officially filed for bankruptcy on July 5th in an attempt to restructure the firm and return value back to over 100,000 customers. The court has been considering a restructuring plan to bring Voyager out of Chapter 11 bankruptcy, which was first announced. I think that's supposed to be which was first announced on December 19th. The plan would see crypto exchange Binance US acquire its assets for $1.02 billion, an option Voyager said at the time represented the highest and best bid for its assets. The SEC objected to the sale on February 2022, or February 22nd, claiming aspects of the restructuring plan could breach security laws. They're really against any kind of like way of getting money back to people. It's really interesting. The regulator was then criticized over its ambiguous reasoning for the objection on March 2nd in a March 2nd court hearing. A February 28th court filing found that 97% of 61,300 polling Voyager account holders were in favor of the current Binance US restructuring. Again, SEC, how are you helping the customers when 97% of them want this to happen? Interesting. All right, guys, that's it. Let's look at Bitcoin before we get out of here. I am sorry for completely murdering the articles today. I don't know. Maybe my brain's not working this morning. Maybe I'm still trying to wake up. I do not know. This is the 1 hour. Guys, we just keep boop, 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 hitting this 22336 line that I drew up here yesterday. I mean, like I said, there's literally like no volume in this thing at all, but it looks like strong support. There's some silver lining to that. Aside of that, guys, that's all I got for you today. I'm sorry again for the millionth time for slaughtering the articles. But if you do enjoy the tongue tying and the terrible name speaking and the stuttering that I provide here on Boring Crypto IO, please by all means subscribe to the channel, turn on this beautiful little bell for notifications so you know when I do post a video. Please watch, like, and share the videos if you like that content. And I will see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning. I thank you for watching. I'm out of here.